1984's Ministry of Truth descends with darkness upon the United States of America. Citizens of the United States of America rejoice because there is a task force, government-sponsored, that will deal with your disinformation, that which you put out so you can once again trust the mainstream media to tell you exactly what to think. The Hunter Biden laptop, they stated, was disinformation. Was it actually? No, but we've got the same group that is going to tell you exactly, hey, you can't remark negative things about the COVID vaccine, even though the virus might mutate. Vaccine will work 100% of the time. Don't worry. Sponsored by Pfizer. The Covington kids, Juicy Smollett, all of the disinformation that was put out by the public that rebutted these things. How dare they? How dare you have an opinion? My question for you is, as a Democratic voter, if you are one, and I pray that you are so that this message might reach you, do you want to continue to vote for these people that are taking us down this totalitarian path, that are interfering with our basic civil liberties? Freedom of speech is the bedrock of our democracy, and that which allows us to solve our differences peacefully rather than resorting to violence. And yet, they want to suppress any narrative, like the Hunter Biden laptop once again, that runs contrary to their design. 1 in 6 Biden voters, had they known about Hunter Biden and the ties of other countries to Joe Biden and the fact that he might be owned by them or making money, would have changed their vote. 1 in 6. This censorship helped push Joe Biden over the line into the presidency. So you can thank the fact that we have a dementia patient as president based on the suppression of this so-called disinformation. Don't interfere with the narrative that they're trying to slam down your throat, because in 1984, what they did was memory hole anything that ran contrary to the state. They just pretended it never happened. And then, if they needed to propagandize in a different way, they would just resurrect it and bring it back. They would change the dates. Disinformation. And they're the arbiters of it. The same person who is heading this task force, who is heading this committee, is somebody that stated that the Hunter Biden laptop was a Trump campaign tool. These are partisan hacks. And the coincidence that Elon Musk came out and bought Twitter, and now that their control of this narrative, this avenue, this public square is being taken over by somebody who believes in free speech, this just coincidentally comes out and is sponsored by the Department of Homeland Security, who is tasked with tracking terrorists. Now speech is going to be terrorism. Words are going to be violence, according to the left. Do you really want to continue to vote for these people? I don't care if you vote Republican, but you can't vote for these people. You cannot be voting Democrat. These are our liberties. This channel is called Recharge Freedom because I strongly believe in your personal liberty, because you can counter my narrative without me calling it disinformation, without proving it so. You have the ability to contradict me when my statement is incorrect, and I have the ability to contradict you. But because the side of logic is not on the left, we all know that. Hello, AOC. You need to control the narrative, which is what the leftists are doing. You control the flow of information, and Elon Musk is a threat to this, so they come out with this committee. It is wrong. It is evil. And they are depriving you of your ability to speak out publicly and the ability for them to get us to self-censor ourselves, because you have many journalists that are going through their notes and they're pretty sure about something, but they're not going to publish that opinion because it might get them in trouble. So just the threat of this, just the threat of some comeuppance, is a form of censorship, because it gets us to censor ourselves the same way that many of you are doing on social media today, because you don't wish to run afoul of the rules, so they train you over and over to what is allowable, to what you can and cannot debate. And you can't debate the vaccines, oh no, because you get a strike on YouTube for stating something that later is proven to be true. Well, F these people and their control of the narrative, which is what the left is trying once again to grasp the reins of and to navigate us into them attaining greater amounts of power over you. And if you want this, if you want a nanny totalitarian state taking care of you, then by all means support this. But for those of you who are sane, for those of you who are on the edge, see this and ask yourself if you want to live in a place where when the Republicans take over or some radical right-winger takes over, that they will have the ability to control your speech and your ability to speak out against it, because this is the same thing that happened with the Patriot Act, where they slowly erode our freedom and then used it against the people, the patriots, who were originally supporting it. And this is what happens when you give government power. So stand up against this and say no, and ask yourself and send this video specifically to your friends who are on the fence, who aren't sure, and ask them whether or not they want somebody on the radical right to be able to suppress their speech. Peace out. Thumb up this video, share this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Have a fantastic day and think about what I've said here. Leave your thoughts to that extent in the comment section below. Peace.